Hi everybody! So today I will be making blackened fish over green rice with citrus Beurre Blanc, and I'll also be showing you a slightly healthier option for those of you who might be counting calories and things like that. And so the order of events in today's video is the actual chronological order in which I prep and cook ingredients. So here we go! So I'm starting with the quick pickles. Here I am using a mandolin slicer. Use the hand guard. I'm only not using mine because I lost mine, but use the hand guard. And here I am slicing up some shallots, some radishes. Just in case you're like me not using the hand guard, leave that much vegetable left, because that much vegetable is not worth your finger. Slicing up some celery as well. And I'm going to be soaking these in equal parts apple cider vinegar and water and some sugar and some salt. Slice up 2 sticks of butter and put that back into the fridge. Take a couple strips of both orange and lemon peel, and you really only want the outer edge where all the essential oils are. See how little white there is? That's the pith. That can get pretty bitter. One tip is to roll your citrus before you squeeze it. You'll get a lot more juice that way. So for this recipe, you'll want a 1/4 cup of orange juice and a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Throw all that stuff into the pan, about a tablespoon of peppercorns, your orange and lemon peel, a sliced shallot, a couple sprigs of thyme, and your juices. Get that all in there. Give the pan a swirl just for fun. And you'll bring it up to a boil on medium-high heat, and bring that down to a simmer once it comes to a boil. So about maybe 5 to 7 minutes in, it was reduced by half after the boil. And this is how much is left, how much water has evaporated. And you'll see the mixture is pretty much like a syrup now. At this point, you'll really want to be on low heat. You don't want to reduce it too far and burn it. So now we'll add the first pat of butter from the fridge, cold butter, and we'll melt this slowly over low heat. Now this is where the labor of love comes in. This sauce will take quite some time to make, but it'll definitely be worth it by the end, because we're melting 1 pat of butter at a time. We're slowly creating an emulsion, and one of the reasons that you don't want to use too high of a heat is that with high heat you can actually split this sauce. You'll break it and it'll separate into the oil and water phases of an emulsion for you science geeks out there. So by the end you can add maybe 2 at a time. Near the end the emulsion will be able to absorb more fat at once. I'm gonna add some salt to taste. Stir it up. And always taste your food before you serve it, please. I needed a little more salt there. And now it's perfect. So we're gonna strain all the solids out of the sauce. Make sure you get every little bit. So as carefully as you can, chop up a bunch of parsley at lightning speed. But really, be very careful whenever you're using a knife. I have here 2 fillets of red snapper. Seasoning them on both sides with salt and pepper. Make sure you season each side liberally. And here you can use any flaky white fish. In the past I've used tilapia, I've used mahi-mahi, and both of those worked very well. Now I'm seasoning only the flesh side with the blackening spices. And make sure you measure with measuring spoons. Don't use teaspoons and tablespoons from your dish drawer. Those are not measuring spoons. So I just have some regular cooked white rice here. So I actually added a little more parsley here because I want my green rice to be, well, green. I'm gonna add some lemon zest using a rasp grater. And once again, you don't want to get too far into the pith, the white part, which can be pretty bitter. Using that same lemon to squeeze the juice out of it, and I'm just using my hands here to strain out the seeds. Seasoning with salt and pepper. And here's the healthy option. I'm actually doing the same exact process, but with cauliflower rice. And there are many recipes on how to rice cauliflower online. I encourage you to look those up. So I'm going to heat my oil here, regular vegetable or canola oil, over medium-high heat. Make sure that gets really hot. So when you place your fish down in the pan, lay it away from you. That way, if any oil splatters, it splatters away from you. Again, whenever you're doing anything in the kitchen, you want to stay as safe as possible. One of the great things about cooking fish like this in a pan is that you can literally watch the fish cook from the bottom up. That white opaque part of the fish is what's cooked so far. You'll see here that I actually started cooking the fish on the flesh side because I actually want to create a crust with the blackening spices. Usually when I cook fish with the skin on, I start on the skin side to make it really crispy, but I wanted to create a crust on the side with the blackening spices. So you'll see here when I flip the fish that the skin side actually curls up, so that's why I'm pressing down on the fish so that the skin side gets a nice crispy crust as well. So just as a quick recap, usually when I cook fish like this in a pan over high heat, I cook the fish 90% of the time on the skin side and then just flip over for a few seconds to finish it. But because I'm blackening the flesh side on this, that's why I started on that side. And so it was more of a 70-30 kind of cook time for this fish. So after 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to take this fish out of the pan and place it somewhere while I get ready to plate it. Now comes the fun part, the plating. So I have a nice plate here, and I'm placing my rice down first. I like to plate slightly off-center. I think that makes the plate look a little interesting. Leave a little blank space on the plate. I'm gonna place my cooked fish, my cooked and rested fish on top, slightly off-center once again. And we're gonna take that Beurre Blanc. I like to sauce in circles. You can sauce your plate however you want. I'm gonna add my pickled shallots, pickled radishes, and pickled celery. And there we have it, blackened red snapper over green rice with quick pickles and citrus Beurre Blanc. Take a few nice pictures and dig in. So here's the healthy version. I have a new plate here, and this is my cauliflower green rice. I'm gonna put that on the plate first. My other piece of fish goes on top. Instead of doing the citrus Beurre Blanc, I'm just squeezing some nice fresh lemon juice on top. And of course, finishing with the same pickles. And that's how I make my blackened red snapper over green rice with citrus Beurre Blanc and quick pickles, and the slightly healthier version with cauliflower rice and lemon juice. I hope you enjoy making this dish, and don't be afraid to try new things and have fun in the kitchen.